Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Losing my job and taking a break from the podcast at the same time felt so weird to me, made me feel a little lost. Thankfully, BetterHelp has been a great way for me to talk to a therapist and make sure I'm in a great headspace during this time.
If you guys aren't familiar, BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. You'll be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. And if your first therapist isn't a match, don't worry. BetterHelp allows you to switch therapists for free until you find the right match. I actually had to switch my therapist twice before I found my current one, and when I tell you, it is so worth it to find somebody who truly understands me and can help navigate my anxiety.
It's super simple to get started. You can use our link, betterhelp.com/betweenusgirlies. You answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you to a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles like yours.
One of the great things about BetterHelp is you can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video chat, or messaging, however you feel most comfortable.
BetterHelp is truly the easiest way possible to talk to a therapist, and I'm so happy Between Us Girlies has a code to share the therapy experience with our viewers. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/betweenusgirlies during sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month.
Thank you, BetterHelp. And welcome back to Between Us Girlies. I'm Casey.
I'm Bran.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Bailey.
And we are back for another episode. I missed you guys this weekend. What'd you guys do without me?
Ooh. Well, we went to El Camino again.
Why did I even ask?
On Friday. And I was so, proud of us because we all ate so much and none of us wanted to go out after.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's not. But we went back to Bailey's house, and Bailey convinced me and Lindsay to hit the pipe.
Wow.
Okay, not the crack.
What is that? A bowl? What do we? I'm so
a bong. It was
a bong.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
like
hit
a
the
baby bong.
not the crack pipe. Sorry, y'all.
Metal spoon.
I have not smoked weed in 3 years, so I was a little bit nervous.
There was a lot of peer pressure involved in it. We were like, Brandon, you'll be fine.
So there was two different angles here. Bailey was very supportive. She was like, I'm going to light it for you. I'm going to pull it away. Lindsay hit it first. And I wanted to strangle Lindsay because as I had just finished it, she is having the full sillies, face animated, tears streaming in her eyes. And she's like, you're going to be so high. As I basically have said my whole entire life that I don't want to be so high to the point where I have a panic attack.
Did we ever tell the podcast the story of the Urban Outfitters bag?
Oh, no, we didn't.
We need to tell this story just very quickly, very, very quickly.
This is a good story. Okay.
The day after Thanksgiving is the day that we all go to the bar. It's like Thanksgiving Eve part 2. And we all go to our hometown bar. We're having an excellent time, and Brandon and I are drinking. There's this guy there who I loved in high school, and I was like, I'm going to try to hook up with him.
This was in 2018, by the way.
Yeah. I lived in my parents' home, so what I was going to do was beyond me. But I convinced this man to buy me a shot. The bar is closing, and the bartenders were in terrible moods. They had just gone through a whirlwind of people. I go, I'll have a pickleback shot. She goes, we don't have pickle juice, but I'll just give you the whiskey. So my black ass takes a full shot of whiskey, of Jameson, and Brandon takes one as well. So we are wrecked.
Yeah.
But I'm so drunk that I can't stop cracking up. Everything is funny to me. I go, I'm going to call us an Uber home. We get in an Uber pool when that was a thing. So Uber pool, for those who don't know, you would request the ride and you would get in the car with other people in your area.
Those used to be the days.
It was a lot cheaper. I saw that I was sharing the ride with a girl named Mel. So I look around, I find the girl, I go, Mel, you're in my Uber. Her and her brother climb into this Uber. Me and Brandon get inside. I'll let you take it away.
So at this point, I noticed that her brother is hitting a weed pen. And I was like, hey, could I maybe take a puff of that? And he was like, oh, sure. So I took a puff of that. And we're about halfway home through the ride. And they're the first drop off. And I was like, before he gets out, should I ask him to take one more hit of this? And I asked him, and he gives me this look that was so cringe. He was like, oh, you're trying to get fucked up tonight. And I was like, okay, relax yourself. I smoke all the time. So I took a puff of it. I was like, thanks, have a good night. Me and Lindsay are we live on the same street in the same hometown. So we're going to our house. There is this one giant hill, Twining Road. No, Susquehanna Road.
Oh, yes, Susquehanna home.
Leading up, I feel crazy. I look over, we're in a Dodge Caravan. So we're in the two middle seats that are separated. I turn to Lindsay and I'm like, oh no, Lindsay. I'm like, I don't know what that was, but I do not feel right. Lindsay she's the sillies beyond belief. She is cracking up hysterically. And she didn't even smoke, so she has no idea what I'm going through. She's just so drunk, and she's like, I'm texting this boy. Do you think he'll let me come over? I'm like, Lindsay, you're not listening to me. I'm like, I'm about to have a full-blown panic attack. So we get to my house, and I was like, Lindsay, like, I don't think I could go inside. She's like, you got to get out, Brandon. I'm telling the Uber to drop me off somewhere else. I was like, Lindsay, horrible friend, horrible.
I bullied him. I said, I'm going to blah, blah, blah's house. You have to go home alone. Have fun up in your bedroom. Like, I'm bullying him.
Bad friend. So I get into my house and I am paranoid. I have like my older sister's there and she's totally in her room minding her own business. I'm like, oh my God, she knows. Like I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my, I should eat something. Like that will make me feel less high. The only thing in my fridge from Thanksgiving is a bowl of white rice.
Bizarre.
I don't even put this in the microwave. I try eating it cold. Just cold, hard white rice. I'm so fucked up. That's what I'm eating. So I'm like, okay, none of this. I was like, I gotta get to bed. I go to lie down. I'm like, this is perfect. I'm just gonna fall asleep and all of this will be over. I'm so high that I cannot sleep. I'm like counting my breaths. I can like hear everything. I'm so alert to the point where I am freaking myself out. So I'm like, oh my God, I think I have to throw up. And I had never at this point in my life thrown up from being high. I had heard of people who like take an edible and threw up and I never understood that feeling. I was like, what do you mean you got sick from being high? I felt it at this point. And remember, I did a Jameson shot right before we left.
You were probably blacked out
and
drunk too.
Yeah. So I like get up and I don't have a phobia of throwing up, but I will do basically anything in the world. Like that is a very last resort. Like I will try anything else before, throwing up. So I like get up to throw up and I'm like, no, I don't have to. I had to. But at that point, I had already turned back around. The only thing in near sight was an Urban Outfitters bag. Now those are mesh. So I open it and I throw up in it and all of it goes down through the bottom and seeps onto the floor.
No, it doesn't just seep onto the floor. Mm-hmm. It seeps onto the new carpet that your parents had just laid.
My parents had just got me new carpet for my bedroom. So I thrown up everywhere. The rice, you can see it all visibly. I have a photo of it. And I'm just so fucked up at this point. I felt so much better after the barf. I was like, I can't vacuum right now. It's 3 a.m. My parents are right there. They're going to hear everything. I have to go to sleep. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, I threw up on my floor last night.
Oh God.
And I called Lindsay. I said, you were the worst friend ever. I was having a full-blown breakdown. So yeah, 6 years later, we smoke again, and here she is bullying me again. So never smoke with Lindsay Anderson.
I know, but it was great because Brandon, when he hits weed, he does this cough. And I haven't heard, me and Casey, whenever he would cough, we always would crack up because it's like, it's so robust.
It's like the mix of like a second grader when they cough and they like have no control over their lungs mixed with an 86-year-old man who's been smoking for 12 years.
With whooping cough in there. And I haven't heard that in a while. Like I hear it in rap songs all the time, like just like rappers coughing and I crack up because I'm like, damn, I missed that. But when he started coughing, Casey, I lost it. I swear to God, I almost peed at myself because I'm like, I missed this. But you guys were great. It was fine.
For like a quick second, my heart was like really racing after. And I was like, here we go. Why did I do this? And I immediately like, you probably couldn't tell. Maybe you could. I was like, Bailey, turn something on. Because I was like, we got to get distracted quick. Because if I let myself sit on this thought, I will go into a spiral.
Yeah.
And we started watching SpongeBob. And we were just like ridiculously laughing at the Bubble Bass episode.
Yeah. Then we watched Hey Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Lindsay made
that's
us
a
watch
good
the
one.
train episode. Scary as shit.
Yeah.
I left your apartment and I went to the Dwell Deli and I got a big ignorant cookie. And I bodied it and watched like 4 episodes of My Strange Addiction and I got great rest.
Yes.
I made popcorn, burnt the shit out of it.
I drank on, not that much, but I drank on Saturday and I didn't really eat that much throughout the day, and we were leaving the bar and we were staying in like this really tiny hotel in Dewey Beach. We had no food like in our hotel, and I was like, Jake, I am so fucking hungry, like I need to eat something, but we were off the main strip, so there was like no food around us, and he was a little bit sober at this point, and he was like, there's a Wawa right down the street, like let's just drive there. And I was like, oh, there's nothing I can eat at Wawa, but like whatever, we'll go. And we went, and I just decided to try their new snack wraps.
Oh.
Thank fucking God I did, because it was the most delicious drunk food I've ever had. Like it hit in a way. It was the chicken tenders with like, I don't even remember what I put on it. I think I had like mayo, chipotle mayo, lettuce, tomato, cheese, like kind of just like all the
I hate when you eat
fixings.
gluten without us.
No, that's really fucked
It
up.
was so good. So speaking of like high drunk food, like that's going to be my new thing when I'm in the mood to just eat whatever. Oh, it just hit the spot. Wow. Yeah, it was really good.
How was the wedding?
It was really fun. I went to my high school best friend's wedding, and it was just so crazy to like, I've been to a lot of weddings, been to some of close friends, but no one that I've known that long. So it was just like so crazy to see her wedding and to be a part of it. And it was really fun. And then the next day we went on a boat, which I have not been on a boat in so long. It was so nice. And then we went out in Dewey, and it was really funny. I met a few fans of the podcast, and it was really funny because I was standing at a bar down there called the Starboard, and this guy's like looking at me, and I could tell he was kind of like looking at me like he was trying to figure out where he knew me, but it's Delaware, so like everyone knows each other down there, so I didn't really think much of it. And I guess Jake noticed too, because Jake thought he was about to hit on me. Like this guy was like looking at me. He finally comes over and he just looks at me and he's like, I like your podcast. And I was like, oh my God, are you a girly? And he was the straightest man in the whole universe. He was like, I'm not a girly, but you guys are really funny. He was like, Brandon cracks me up. And it was just like, it was a really cute moment because he was literally like the straightest man in the bar. And he was really nice. So shout out to him.
Good. I have a boyfriend, you guys. Wow, that was quick. I need quick work.
I don't know why that just made me crack up.
For the audio listeners, I just waved to the camera so obnoxiously. I'm in a silly goofy today.
I feel like creepy. I'm drinking coffee, so.
Right now?
I was tired.
It's 6 p.m.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a job, so I sit on my couch all day. So that makes me a little tired. It was 4 p.m. and I was like,
Let them judge you.
Yeah, I was watching these ASMR videos at like 4, and I was like, "Whoo, shit, I'm tired."
Are you an ASMR girly?
Yes.
Oh, me
like when they
too.
like do like the hair stuff. So I was like watching that, and I was like, "Damn!" I'm like, "Should I take a nap for this podcast?"
Oh, I didn't know that we shared that interest.
We do.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a lot of stuff when I get home. Anyways.
We also did have fun though before you left, Casey, on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
We went to my house and we just watched music videos, and I had a great time doing that. I think that's
love
a great,
watching music videos.
It's a great pastime.
We didn't just watch music videos. We watched a cinematic masterpiece. Ariana Grande's The Boy Is Mine. It was, not only did she have the iconic Brandy in the video, who has a song called The Boy Is Mine, but she looked hot. The vocals were there. The presentation was excellent. The wardrobe, Penn Badgley, it was spectacular.
The budget was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
The budget was there.
And then we watched Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. Like the pop girlies have been giving it to us in the music video
We
department.
did watch JoJo Siwa's, like we said last episode.
We did watch Karma.
Oh!
What's your honest review? Share it with the class. Like, speak from your chest.
There was just too many scenes going on. But her first dance breakout was good. It wasn't it was a different Karma. I thought that was good, but there was just a lot going on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I thought her white look in that music video was really like, I loved it. She looked really good when she was like on the boat, but the like kiss makeup thing she's doing, I get it's for the plot, I get it, but it was throwing me off. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I saw videos saying that she did that all by herself, the makeup, which
I
is
believe that.
impressive.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
believable.
A quick joke. But I want to give a quick shout out to Steve Jobs and all the people at Apple for Air TV, or was it Airplay?
Airplay.
Yeah, Air TV. We love that. When we're together now, I'm like, get your phones out and we connect to the TVs. And you can just play your phone. We were just looking at our messages on Instagram.
So like girlies, if you're trying to tell a story to your friends and it's just so much better told with like a visual representation, connect your phone, show the DMs, show the Hinge messages, show the screenshots. It just makes for such a better experience.
Yeah, like it's like a DIY PowerPoint night. Like
Yeah.
really just scroll through. It's great for gossiping, honestly.
Yeah, it was really nice. That was really fun. I there is like nothing I love more than just sitting around and watching music videos. And like that is just like my love language. I used to watch channel, I think it was 139 in Delaware.
MTV Hits.
Yep. And it was just music videos all day long, and I would wake up every Saturday morning and watch music videos.
Me too. I would have 139 and then I would put on MTV Jams 142 and I would just press the last
Yep.
button on the remote anytime there was commercials and I would flip through. I remember those days
And
like
in
they
the
were
morning,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Before school, MTV Hits was crazy.
I watched VH1 in the morning. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
Modest
And-
Mouse would come on. That fucking we'll all float on. What's that song? Like all float. I remember that. I remember.
Yeah.
Ew, it's crazy. I remember in my Tumblr days, I wanted an all float on tattoo so bad. Thank God I grew up.
I would have supported that.
I would no.
All
Unfortunately,
float on with an infinity symbol.
I
It's beautiful.
I went through a really intense dark period where I was convinced that I was going to shave half of my head, but not like the like shave like the full head. Remember in like 2013 when like edgy girls were getting just like
Yeah.
the triangle like shaved on the side of their head, where like if your hair was down you couldn't tell, but then if your hair was up you could see it. Like I was like, this is who I was meant to be. Like I was meant to have a shaved head. And then my sister, I was obsessed with Lauren Conrad, and she was like, would Lauren Conrad do that? And I was like, damn,
clocked
you're
you.
right.
She
She
gagged
wouldn't.
you.
And then I didn't. So I thank her
Alexis
every
didn't
day.
gag you. She saved
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, she
saved
did. No,
you.
she did exactly what a sister's supposed to do. Say that's a
would've-
terrible fucking idea.
That grow out period would have been hell for you.
Oh, it would have
Casey.
been terrible.
Especially to get it down to the length of your hair.
You have such beautiful hair. Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
I've just always wanted to be edgy. I've always been a fucking like blonde, long-haired girl. I'm like, that's why I have tattoos and black nails now. It's because like I
Yeah.
can't shave my head. I have to be a little edgy.
Okay.
Right.
Anything else from the weekend? I had like the most wholesome day Saturday. I went to yoga.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and then I went to Trattoria Carina though after. Got an amazing Aperol Spritz.
What'd you get for food?
I got the gemelli pasta and split it with our friend Tara, and we split that and the chicken Caesar salad, which is so good. It literally comes on like a giant piece of like breaded chicken and it's just salad on top of it.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's such good people watching over there too. Like,
It's such a good spot in the city.
yeah. And then yesterday was DILF Day, so you know,
Yeah, that was cute.
it was that. Speaking of DILFs, I have questions. Who was everyone's first celebrity crush or sexual awakening? They don't have to be a celebrity. I can start. I vividly remember in 2003, I saw Ryan Atwood from the OC on my TV in that wife beater. And that's where things changed for me. That is where I started to really question reality. And I was like, wait a minute. I like dudes. So yeah, that was mine. And I don't know, just wanted to hear what yours were. When did you guys figure out you were straight?
Casey, want to go?
Yeah, well, mine actually wasn't when I was straight. It was when I figured out that I like women.
We have it, girl.
I will never forget the moment that I saw in the Spice Girls movie where they do that training camp and they're all wearing the camo outfits, doing all the obstacle courses. I'm not even a Ginger Spice girly. Like, I'm actually a Baby Spice queen. But Ginger Spice looks so fucking good in those scenes. It is actually insane. And the Spice Girls movie was on repeat in my house. And I remember when my sister was older, she was like, you liked that scene a little too much.
This is crazy because on Friday night when I was high, I got back to my apartment and all I wanted to do was watch the Spice World movie. And it wasn't on anything. So I ended up watching this bizarre Spice Girls documentary, which was giving very much creepy vibes, grooming. I did not like it and it really changed my view. We're not going to get into that. But
way I thought
I
it was
literally
funny.
was saying to myself after that Alex Cooper should have Ginger Spice on her podcast because she left the Spice Girls in 1998. And it was
Wow.
a huge scandal that I feel like we never got the full story. So
Yeah.
it's crazy that you're bringing her up now.
Yeah, but that was
Angel
my
sign.
true sexual awakening. That was the moment that I was like, oh, girls are very attractive too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't recall the year, but when I tell the context of the story, you'll see how young I was. Listen, I can appreciate a good-looking man. So it was really deep into my NSYNC days. So like when the band was together, and Justin Timberlake did something to me at. Ooh, almost it took to me at a young age, but not like that, y'all. I just loved him. Obviously, he was the star of the group. And I remember I was drawing with crayons or a colored pencil. I was that young. I was like drawing my scene. I remember I was drawing, it was like me and Justin Timberlake. We were married and we were getting ready in the morning. So it was like, that was the scene. And I remember I drew a bed. Like I had a briefcase. Like I was going to work. He had a pop star thing on. My mom beat my ass so bad. She was like, what the fuck? She's like, why are you drawing a bed and a man? I was like, I love him. Like, it was just a scene. Like, we were going to work. Like, a married family. So, Justin Timberlake in the NSYNC eras.
Wow.
No
I did
strings
not
attached.
see that for you. That's crazy.
He had
white
every
boy.
girl like in a chokehold when
He
he was that age. He
did.
just was. Oh, he looked so
Dirty
good.
That was good.
Yeah, I like
What about
that.
you, Linz?
I would say that mine was actually really innocent. And it was honestly the Disney like franchise. Aladdin, Tarzan, Hercules. Now that I'm
Oh.
grown,
She
they
said
could
anime king.
No, seriously.
I thought you were going to say like Zach and
But
Cody.
no. Well, I loved Dylan Sprouse, but he came later. But I figured that I liked men as a child, boys, because I love the idea of princes and princesses. Like I loved like a man like doing the utmost. And I get that those are very twisted.
I see
like
that. I see
when
that.
you deep dive into the themes of Disney,
Oh, yeah.
it's very much so get in the kitchen whore and like the man's gonna save the day. But
if you view it as a kid,
yeah,
yeah.
as a kid, it's like, oh, Cindy lost her shoe.
I just
And
imagine.
that man's searching all over town to find her, and she's in a
Yeah.
pumpkin. Like, I was like, this is so lit. Like, Snow White is gonna wake up from a kiss, Sleeping Beauty. Like, I thought it was so cute. So I was like, and these guys were hot. I'm sorry, but if you don't think,
Prince Eric was eating down.
no,
Yeah.
Eric, I'm telling you though, Tarzan, Hercules,
Tarzan
and
for sure.
Aladdin could clap the cheeks.
What's the prince that we both like?
Flynn Rider.
from
Tangled.
Princess and the Frog?
Yeah, Prince
Oh!
Naive.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Naive. Naive.
I just not naive.
He
I
was,
can't-
but he was too late. Like, Princess and the Frog came out when I was,
Yeah, we were a little too grown to be
yeah, I
like-
was too
Oh, she
grown.
called us immature, Bailey.
But that was no, because
bad.
the new age Disney with Prince and the Frog, they put more like sculpture into that man.
He was fine.
I just picture you like a young kid, like, oh my god, Jafar's so cute. Like,
Okay, that's where I draw the line.
I was picturing Jafar in my head the whole time.
But I definitely did. I thought that these guys were hot.
Who was your like high school crush? Like you were a little bit older, it was a little more realistic. Who was
Not a
that?
cartoon.
So I love not a cartoon, not a cartoon. Middle school, it was Dylan Sprouse. I talked about that in season 1. Won't bore you guys again. But then high school was the step up. She's the man era of Channing Tatum. He
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm going home. No, I loved that man a
Yeah.
lot. Bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I still think Flynn Rider had it for the Disney guys.
Which one is he?
We
Tangled.
just watched
Oh,
Tangled.
Tangled. My bad. Oh, he's sexy. Yeah.
And he's like a bad boy.
The little hair.
Who's
yeah.
drawing me?
Wait,
Guys.
Tangled as in like the animation? Okay, right.
We just watched it. Yeah.
I fucked with Mitchell Musso from
yeah.
Oliver
In
from
a sexual way, or because he thought he was a homo?
no sexual way too.
Oh,
at
that's
that age.
nasty.
I was like, I'm becoming a woman, but no, because he had like this like the skater boy hair, and I was like so into that at the time.
Okay.
You had to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
You
I
had
liked Corbin Blue. I thought he was.
Did you like his jump in? What was the movie?
Jump
The
in,
Jump
yeah. I don't know. I just thought he had such a creamy little smile, and honestly, he still got it. Like
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
looking at his TikToks recently. I'm like, like he looks good. I swear he's like aging backwards or on the same length. I'm like, he looks good.
does
Creamy
look
ass
good.
skin.
Yeah.
Pearly white. Hey, Corbin. I think he's married, but whatever.
It's okay.
Oh,
see
your wife
that.
let you stop you from finding a boyfriend.
Right.
Come on, dog.
My fault.
I asked Brandon and Lindsay this the other day, but no one gave me a legit answer. So I'm going to ask this now. Speaking of crushes, who would be your celebrity hall pass of the opposite sex?
Oh, that's a good question. I
Wait,
don't have an answer.
so I have to pick a girl?
Or you pick whoever you want to.
Like, do I pick a
No,
girl?
he
I
doesn't
pick
get
a
to choose
guy.
whoever he
Yes.
wants.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah,
to play the game. You have to pick a woman. You don't
Okay.
like women, you have to choose one.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh, yeah.
Well, I'm not going first. I need to think on this.
I've said this out loud. I think it's time for the public to hear this. Young M.A.
Bailey, is there something you want to tell us?
No, I swear, the way I'm dressed today. But no, Young M.A., her music does something to me. I don't know, y'all. And Billie Eilish.
Oh.
She's gorgeous.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't look at me like this. I asked the question.
What about you, Linz?
Popcorn Casey. I need a minute to think.
Yeah, I got to think about this.
Mine is so cliche, but honestly, Madison Beer. Like, I just feel like she's like hot. Like when we watched her Make You Mine video, I was like, let me readjust myself. Like, I was getting a little excited. Like she is beautiful. I just feel like she would be like a really nice like transition into women. Like very, I would feel safe with her.
A nice transition to women.
Like, yeah, I haven't had sex with a girl before.
I feel like I like love. I don't know. This isn't like my real answer, but I love Miley Cyrus so much that I feel like I would have to pick her purely if I like could
You guys
ever
would
have
be
the
a cute
chance.
Short hair
couple.
Miley
I think so
though.
too.
No, well, no, not like tongue out, like rubbing all up on Robin Thicke era. More like her current era now. I think her brown hair looks beautiful. I also think her in the Flowers music video is like arguably the best she's ever looked. So maybe even like that version of her. When she's working out, she's all sweaty. She looks beautiful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like you and her could be like the modern day. Remember when Cara Delevingne dated Ashley Benson?
Oh my God.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that
that's
was
what
good.
that's giving. Hot.
I was thinking like Ruby Rose for you. Remember like she like tattoo, short hair.
There's also, this is extremely niche, but there's also a host of Top Chef on Bravo.
Oh, yes.
Her name's Kristen, and she is, oh my God, me and Jake watch it every night, and every day I compliment her, and Jake's like, I get it, Case, you think she looks good.
Top Chef.
I think that mine would be Saweetie. I love her.
yeah.
Would die for her. She's hot. She's hot, and she's hot. So yeah.
Period.
So lately, I feel like one of the things we always say is, damn, this is the saw trap. Like any given situation that is bad to us or inconvenient, I'm like, this is the saw trap.
Yep.
Or honestly, sometimes if we're driving behind a truck and I'm like, guys, this is the saw truck. Like, saw truck. Saw
Saw
trap.
trap.
So, for example, Steve Jobs, this is your episode, I guess. He locked me out of my phone for an hour one time, and there was no way for me to get back into it. And I remember I was helping Brandon move. My phone, I wasn't even typing anything in. My phone was in a clear fanny pack, and all of a sudden, I go to use my phone. I'm like, oh, it's locked for 4 minutes. Then I look. Or no, it was locked for 11 minutes. And I'm with Brandon. I'm like, yes, my 11 minutes is up. I go to type in the password, typed it in wrong. Boom, an hour.
Oh my
I
God.
was in distress. And I see these two. They're like, it really hasn't been that long. I'm like, to you. Like, to you. I need to be on my iPhone,
It was
Steve.
straight out of a movie. You like your headshot. You're like, yes, my phone's unlocked, and you went so quickly. And I was like, oh, she should be careful. And she was like, and it was like, you're now locked out of your phone for 60 minutes. I was like, oh, girl. Mine also happened to me. My personal saw trap is you are at a continental breakfast or a buffet, something where there is like a public shared table and there is a line of people behind you and you are trying to cut a piece of something and it is just not working and everybody is waiting for you and they're all watching you. Like maybe it's a loaf of bread, a bagel, or like you're pulling something off and then you end up having to like kind of manhandle it. You get your fingers all over it and you turn around and everyone's just sitting there with their plate in their
Brandon, that's
I literally have
legit.
the chills. Oh, I ate it so much.
Freshman year at Ravenhill, the pizza. I thought about that immediately because you would have to like get it. You could like cut it with the pizza slicer and the people behind you. Then you just have to mangle it. Then you have like half a slice. It's embarrassing.
And no one wants to touch it after you did all that. You ruin everyone's meal.
Oh, that was too good.
What's yours, Liz?
Okay, I didn't really understand the assignment. So when we talked about saw traps, I didn't know it was actual things that have happened to you. I thought it was things that you could picture happening to you that sound like absolute hell.
I think it can be that
that's fine.
too.
Yeah.
So I created an imaginary scenario in my head. This didn't happen to me. But if I were kidnapped by Jigsaw and put in a saw trap, I would be put in the Ore House bar in Sea Isle. But no one is inside. For those who don't know, the Ore House is crowded. It's not diverse. Anyways.
No one's there.
No. I'm saying typically.
I get it,
So
I get
that's
it.
why it's my like place of horror. Then there is a one-man band on the stage. It's just me and this man on the stage, and he is playing horrible hits from the 90s. Just him. Jigsaw gives me 3 minutes to unplug the sound system off the stage, but I have to go through a few things to do so. The first one is getting through a crowd of frat guys cornering me, telling me things like, I love black girls, like literally harassing me. Then, if I'm able to get past them, a large wall of Zara jeans appears, and I have to be able to fit one to my thighs, ass, legs, and back in 3 minutes. And if you've ever seen the way that I am built, you know
keep
that
snorting.
is impossible. So, safe to say, Jigsaw's got me. Oh, if I don't complete the trap, I don't die, but I have to stay in the House with that one-man band forever. So,
You had me at the Zara one. That's
Yeah.
a personal saw trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Oh
Anyways.
my God. The Zara fitting room and then the line
No,
to check
no,
out.
no.
Yeah,
The
no.
line to check out is
No.
the line itself is a saw trap.
Yep.
Any
Yeah.
given minute you can be
Zara
exposed.
might be a saw trap.
No, it
Zara is
literally
The
is.
CEO of Zara might be Jigsaw himself.
I thought that Forever 21s were unorganized, and then Zara came in and completely took over the title of the most unorganized, just messy, stressful shopping experience you could ever imagine.
even the online is stressful.
I can't
Yeah.
even
Have you
shop
ever
online.
tried to order off their online?
I've
makes no
never bought
sense.
them online in Zara because I can't read the website.
The way Remy Bader makes fun of those, like the way she makes those videos, and she'll be like, and it's like a Zara model like this, and they're modeling a ring, but their hands are like in the air. It's like no one can see that.
The Zara website was manufactured by whoever created LimeWire. I'm convinced. I am convinced. Like that website, how did it make it to this day and age? And you might think that if you download the app that it's better.
No.
Let me tell you, it's not.
I remember when we were in Miami, and as the listeners know, little Miss Lindsay did not pack an outfit for the night. For the night, so all four of us headed to Zara, and we all cared so much about Lindsay that we just went through the store and kept showing her different things, and she hated everything we all showed her, and it was the most stressful shopping experience that I was like, we have got to get out of
Loki
here.
walked out of my memory. I don't remember that at all.
No, like
You and I left, and we were like, we got to get out of here.
Oh, we went to Starbucks. Oh, yeah, that's right.
the thing about Zara is sometimes it's a full blown bop. Like sometimes you walk in there and you're like, oh, I just got the cutest stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes you walk in there and you laugh at yourself in the mirror. Brandon and I do that all the time. We just stand in the mirror and crack up because sometimes you just do be looking so ugly. Like it's
It
the
sucks
closer.
when like someone's like, "Oh, I got this at Zara." I'm like, "Great, I'm never gonna get that."
Yeah, I'm never gonna find
Like,
it.
I'm never gonna be able to find it. I can probably type in as many times as I can.
The TikTokers writing down the SKU numbers. Come on, babes.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Ain't
What's
nobody
yours,
typing in that
Case?
I feel like I have two, and they're similar. One is similar to yours, Brandon. One that has, in some context, happened to me. Like, you are standing in line at a grocery store, and there's a long line of people behind you, and like something's happening with either your card or something you checked out, like something's not ringing correctly, or your card's not working, or you're waiting for something to be adjusted, and you start to get really hot and panicking, and like there's a line of people, and maybe you're like waiting for someone to like bring you something from another aisle, and just that feeling of like, oh my God, everyone is waiting for me, and you
Yeah.
start to get so hot, and like your clothes start feeling tighter, and like everything's irritating you. That is my like personal saw trap. And then another one, I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I actually think like a real saw trap for me would be waking up on a beach on a hot day in a pair of jeans, having to complete any task. Like it could be anything. But if I am on a beach on a hot day in a pair of skin tight 2018 skinny jeans,
Wow, yeah.
are you joking me? I would literally combust. There's no way I could.
Fashion Nova skinny jeans.
Ooh, those are like ankle grippers.
And not the jeggings where they're comfortable. I'm talking skinny
Yeah.
jeans, like raw denim, just stuck to your legs.
Honestly, I kind of had a saw trap today. I went to the grocery store and I had my Stanley cup with me. And I filled up the bag really high. I should have gotten 2 bags, but I was like, damn, I can't put my Stanley in my arm. I have to hold it, so I have to have just one bag. So I'm carrying this heavy bag that I have to carry from the bottom because it will rip out the bottom if I don't. And it is 95 degrees out, so there is sweat dripping down my face. I'm so close to home. The receipt flies out of the bag. And I was like, oh no, I can't litter. So I like have to put everything down. I have a rotisserie chicken in there. It was hell.
That sounds miserable.
But this actually brings me to a would you rather. Because today I got new sheets and I put on a duvet cover. And boy, oh boy, is that a task. And I want to know, would you guys
I hate doing that. Oh,
rather never be able to make your bed again?
Nope, the
Or
second one.
every morning you have to put on a fresh new duvet cover. And it is a complicated one. It is the one that I have where you have to tie the corners, roll it out, and unbutton it. Every morning. Like if it takes you 15 minutes, you got to wake up every morning. You're hungover in a hotel. You have to put on a duvet cover.
Wait, what?
Yep.
It has to be
Every
outside
morning.
of your home?
Yep. Even in your home.
my
No.
God.
Beds,
Or you can never
beds
make-
outside of your home.
Yep, I'm establishing that rule.
Oh,
I'll
hell
put on a duvet
no.
cover. I'll tell you this. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've been using duvets for a while now. I can put it on in a heartbeat. I've had the ones that tie. I've had the ones that snap. I have the button ones. I've had the one that zipper. It is a very simple, once you learn how to do it, it's a boom, boom, shake it out, you're good.
I think you have one benefit though, Bailey, is you're a lot taller than me and Brandon.
Oh.
And how is that even a negative
Wait
thing?
a minute, is this a giant thing?
Not at all.
Right,
Your
right.
wings, you're taller. This is me and Jake have this
I
conversation
don't do
all
it.
the
You
time.
put it on the bed. I don't have to it's so simple.
Then you are the queen of duvets, Bailey, 'cause I've never met another person who can do them like
I'm
that.
about to take a video for y'all.
I was breaking a sweat this morning, and I do my duvet pretty frequently. And I was like, oh my God, if I had to do this every day, I don't think I could do it. And that's why I was like, but I think I would have to pick that over not being able to make my bed. I would feel so unsettled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd have to not be able to make my bed because I've broken nails putting on duvet covers. Again, very similar to my saw trap, I start to sweat. And when I'm like, my biggest trigger for an anxiety attack is like being hot. Like I start to panic.
Yeah.
So like if I'm hot and trying to do that, oh my God, I would die.
Even a fitted sheet, like you're lifting up all the corners of the mattress, you're running from
No,
one
a
side
fitted
to
sheet is a
another.
bitch and a half.
Yeah, especially if like back in the day when like you were in college and your bed would be like up against a wall and you didn't have that much room in your dorm, so trying to re-put the sheets on.
everything up.
was hard.
Oh my God.
My bed's on carpet and it's up against a wall. So me trying to get the fitted sheet, I'm like, fuck! like, God damn it! Hell.
I think I would pick the not make your bed.
Yeah.
And I make a good bed.
You do.
Wow.
I love making a bed. It's like literally the mom in me. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this so comfy,
She's
cozy
a
toes.
mother.
Don't wish that upon me.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, the thought. I agree with Casey. I think that putting on a duvet is arguably the worst part of making a bed. In fact, I don't buy duvets because I would rather buy a plush comforter because I refuse to push and pack and pump it's just a ridiculous thing to do. You couldn't just sell it fluffed up. You had to make me do extra work to make my bed look fluff and plush. It couldn't be for me.
I think also, I love bedding. I worked in the linen shop for a minute. So I think I just love the linens and the bedding. So maybe that's also my gripe take. I don't know what the fuck the word is.
So what we're hearing is that there will be a tutorial on Bailey's channel.
I might go home.
No, that
Yeah.
hey, you could get a viral video out of that because that's how I learned how to do my method. I literally went on TikTok and was like duvet cover, and it was like, oh my God, do it in 1 minute. I was like, that still takes me 15 minutes, but it's a good method.
Wait, I might make a video tonight outside.
I'm also a perfectionist. Any wrinkle or like hump, no, sir, not me.
I want
Do
to
you want
bounce
to
a
know the
quarter.
biggest fight that me and my boyfriend have in our relationship? Every morning I make the bed. And I make it perfectly. I pull it so it's completely nice. There's no wrinkles. I make sure both sides are even. I make sure it looks good from every angle. This is something I enjoy doing every day. And every fucking day, my boyfriend sits on the bed after I make it to put his goddamn socks on. And it fucking infuriates me. And I'm like, oh my God, sit on the fucking ground. Do you see how beautiful this bed looks? It makes me so angry.
Y'all have a lot of furniture. Come on, Jake.
We have a bench right at the end of the bed.
But you
is so
teach him some
twisted.
balance
That's
into 1 foot.
disrespectful. You hear this one, Jake?
That's twisted.
Yep.
Just clip this and send it to him.
That's where we're titling the podcast. Jake's canceled.
Well, guys, I have an update on the FYP.
Okay.
So as you guys know from episode 1, my For You page has been bombarded with these men and women under a water balloon that continues to get bigger and bigger as people join the live. And I said, I have been waiting to see one pop. On Friday, after I watched my Spice Girls documentary, I got so stuck in one of these water balloon lives. I was sitting in there maybe for 15 minutes. I felt like a freak.
You have to sit there.
And I did indeed see one pop. When I tell you it was so quick, but the water was so aggressive, this man was waterboarded off of the plank that he was laying on. I will insert images in clip. I was mortified. It was crazy. I also want to discuss something that was on my FYP today that I thought was hilarious. This creator, her name is Molly, posted her summer wish list, and this is what she wished for. Jaw-dropping lore, white sambas, Ozempic allegations, a tan, the ability to have a drink without ruining her life, and the Rhode peptide lip oil. Now, I just want to say, wishing for Ozempic allegations, she absolutely ate with that.
Absolutely.
If my personal trainer is listening to this, you are not doing your job until Brand Flakes Ozempic is the search bar on the top. I will know that I look good when there is Ozempic allegations. All these girls who are making videos like, guys, I'm not on Ozempic, I will never have to make that video. There's no mystery behind it. We all know if I was on Ozempic, it sure isn't working. I am a rare case. So I just had to say, Molly, I agree with you. All I want for summer, Christmas, Hanukkah is Ozempic allegations.
Oh my God.
That's my FYP for this week.
That's crazy. A very good wish list.
Yeah.
Honestly, she ate down jaw-dropping lore. That is everything to me. Like, I want to have so much lore surrounding me that everyone's like, oh, Brand.
Let's get Molly on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yep, you're invited, girly.
Anybody else have anything good on their FYP?
Mine is just every week I realize how I'm missing concerts and festivals that like aren't brought to my attention or my friends are bringing them to my attention. So this past weekend was the Lyrical Lemonade Summer Bash, and like Lyrical Lemonade is like Cole Bennett. I love him. He's such a good like producer of music videos and like rap artist. But Summer Smash, it had every single rap artist I love. I'm gonna read a few.
Was Ian there?
No, but so Lil Yachty was there, and he brought Ian out, and sorry, I'm so excited. Who else did I miss? Big Sean, Flo Milli, I guess. Famous Dex, Kodak Black, Playboy Cardi, Lil Tecca, Lucky, like
Where
Chief
was
Keef. Chicago.
Oh.
This sounds like your dream.
No, like those are all of my like Chief Keef is my #1 artist. You guys know this. I am a glow girl, glow gang. Y'all know this. But he hasn't performed in Chicago in 12 years. And if I would have known that, I would have been that my black ass would have been in Chicago this past weekend. So luckily for TikTok, they posted every single clip. So it was great. Kodak Black did his little dance. Yeah, that's on my For You page. All this morning I was just looking at every single video. That's about it.
What about you, Linz?
My For You page has been real dark lately. It's been a lot of like videos of people being like that one trend where it's like things my dad did, and then it'll be
yeah.
like
With
fell
that
off of a
creepy
cliff.
sound.
Oh no, it'll be. I don't think it has a creepy sound.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one.
But it'll be like rating things my like mom or dad did, and it'll be like got addicted to drugs, and it'll be like 0 out of 10, and I'm like, wait,
saw
what?
those.
That's not funny. Maybe I just don't have dark humor, but I've been so sensitive to the internet lately. I think something's going on with the moon or something because I've been crying at everything. Yesterday for Father's Day, my grandfather, he was getting emotional about how much he loves our family, and I go, why would you start crying? And I just started crying at the table. So maybe I'm just sensitive, but that's all over my FYP.
That's over mine a lot too. Mine's that and like the Karen Reed trial, which is like a really crazy. That is so crazy that it hasn't crossed yours. Usually, me and you have really similar FYPs, Brandy.
Yeah, mine's been off. I need to like clear my cache.
Mine, it's like a trial that's happening in Boston, and I won't get into the specifics because it's like literally a whole episode would need to be dedicated to it. That is something with a lot of lore around it. Essentially, the Boston police are like pretty much framing this woman for killing her husband or her boyfriend.
I've seen this.
But it's just crazy because she got like the best defense lawyer like ever, and he is just like embarrassing these police officers on the stand. Like he's just making them look so stupid. And every day at night, I just go on my TikTok and catch up on everything that happened that day during the trial. But that's all over my FYP. Like nothing has made me laugh in a week.
I'm
It's
sure
literally
they'll
all
go
just
on my
dark.
FYP.
Yeah.
I need to look that up.
Yeah, once you
Yeah.
guys get into it, text me because my boyfriend's tired of hearing me talk about it. So
Well, you guys, we had you submit some questions, and I am going to read one. This one says, would you date a man who makes less money than you? I'm struggling with this currently. Well, here is what I'm going to say on this topic. It does not matter how much money you make. Broke is a mindset, period. But what I will explain is it really is just about like, I don't think it matters how much money anyone makes. You can be the richest person in the world and be the cheapest motherfucker to exist. And you could be the most poor person in the world and be very generous with what little you have. Mm-hmm. If someone makes less money than you and you are dating them and they are taking advantage of that, like they are frequently asking you to put things on your card, they're frequently making sure that you're the one taking the financial responsibility, then we have a problem. But if someone is making less money than you and they're just, very like trying to do things on their own, they're not asking you for anything, I don't think that's an issue.
I agree.
Yeah, I think you, as the person asking this, should probably look a little deeper and think if there's something else that you're maybe like confusing with, like, oh, it's just because he makes less money. Because if everything is perfect and that's the only thing, I can't imagine you would be, writing in this question, because that's not really that big of an issue. So maybe just like try to look at it and think, is there something else that's bothering me that I don't want to like face or don't want to admit? Because if a guy makes less money, unless, like what Brandon said, unless he's taking advantage of you or unless he is incredibly financially irresponsible to the point where he makes some money but he spends it all on this, that, and the third and never spends it on you, and that bothers you, that's one thing. But I don't think how much money someone makes should determine whether or not you are with them.
Yeah. I'd say too, if it's a vocal thing, like they're always talking about, like if someone's always saying like, oh, I make this much money, or like, oh, I don't make this much money, I think that's where it also can be like a little tricky, or like if they keep talking about it to let you know how much they don't make, or they make it, I don't know.
If they're like threatened by your
Yeah.
success,
So
like
they
they
keep mentioning it
find
in a nasty
your
way.
success like intimidating and like almost throw it in your face, like, well, yeah, like you would ask to go on that date because you have the money for it. Like that's
Right.
weird.
Yeah, that's
behavior.
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
there might be something like that you're not, like, maybe just look at it differently. Because I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes you do that and it's so easy to brush it off. But yeah, if somebody's making you stressed about money like that, then that's a bad situation.
Period. All right. Another viewer submitted something. This is a good one. So, this says, I had a one-night stand with my now brother-in-law prior to meeting my husband. So I had to like reread that in my head a little bit. We all agreed to pretty much never speak of it again. My husband finally got over it when we started dating because there was no feelings and was a one-time thing. So, yeah, she slept with her brother-in-law before meeting her now husband.
Good for everyone in that situation that is able to look past it.
That happened to a girl we know.
Really?
I just thought about that.
I don't know what I would do. I don't think I could I just feel like that would be so awkward. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. If it was just a one-night stand and it was years ago, I don't know. I'm not trying to be judgmental.
No, I think on paper, they didn't know each other. Like the current couple, they didn't know each other. They didn't know that years down the line they would then be together. And so like on paper, nobody did anything wrong. Nobody was it's just a very fucking awkward situation. Like it is uncomfortable. I can imagine that probably was a tough hill to cross, but everybody has their cross to bear.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's not mine.
I feel like that happened on like a TV show.
I feel like it's like movie worthy.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's, I probably sound really judgmental and rude. Let me backtrack. If I were in that situation, I would be unable to show up to family functions. I wouldn't be able to look at him the same. The fact that he has seen me like
in
that.
my coochie,
Like titties out, and now I'm with your man and potentially going to start a family that's going to join your family, and I've already double dipped in brothers. I just personally would feel not embarrassed. I wouldn't be embarrassed. I just wouldn't carry it out.
I would feel uncomfortable.
it's
I wouldn't
uncomfortable.
pursue anyone heavily if I fucked their brother.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Yeah, but what if, imagine you are like a study abroad or you got moved for work and you're living somewhere else and you meet this guy in a completely different city that you live in. You fall in love. You guys have the most amazing relationship. You're texting your family. You're like, I'm obsessed with him. He is the one. I can't wait to bring him home for Christmas. He's texting his family. He's like, I can't wait to bring her home. This is the person I want to propose. You go home to meet his family. You walk in the front door and you realize that you hooked up with his brother. You didn't know. You met this man in an entirely different state. You fell in love in a different state.
I hope Lifetime is listening to this.
Casey, you got to put down the Kindle.
What would you do?
I hope.
I'd be like,
You're
I
on
think
book
I know
talk.
you from somewhere, but I
This is book lore.
Yeah.
book talk.
Like
That's not real.
Yeah, that is
No, I
I
feel
feel like
that.
that could.
that is
clearly
100%
it
could
did
happen. It pretty much
If that-
did.
Yeah.
All right.
Like-
If that has happened to anybody listening to the podcast,
It has.
It literally
overseas, she didn't give all those details.
No, you're right. You're right.
She did not. She just said that she hooked up with the brother first
right,
and
you're
then
right.
went to the next brother. She didn't make it some dramatic, excellent
There
romance
was a
novel.
movie called Brothers, and it was like Toby Maguire.
Four brothers.
No,
He's not
It was
talking about
literally
the
no. It was,
brothers.
I'm pretty sure it was called Brothers, and I'm pretty sure it was Toby Maguire. And
You're thinking
I
of
always
Brothers.
get Natalie Portman, Winona
Keira
Ryder,
Knightley?
and Keira Knightley. It was one of the three of them. And I think it was Toby Maguire, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal. And the brother like went crazy.
Wait, no,
'cause
it's
he
Jake
found
Gyllenhaal, I
out.
think.
Yeah, like I feel like she's
no,
living
you're
the
right.
part of them. Yeah, I know I'm right. And that shit was crazy. That's why I wouldn't do it.
I literally
Brothers
just
are
saw
scary.
that snippet on TikTok and I was like, fuck, I need to watch this movie. And I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep. I'll link it.
Like,
Alrighty. Anyone have an immunity necklace?
no.
I gave mine last week.
Alrighty, so I do have an immunity necklace. I let all of y'all down last week, so I'm picking myself back up. My immunity necklace is, if it is past 11 p.m., do not call me. You can shoot it in a text, and that will show you vividly that my phone is on D&D. And if you really need to reach me, you can double text it and turn that off, or then you can pick up the phone and call me. But if it's after 11, I don't even care if it's on a weekend night. Don't call me. I'm either out with my friends having fun or I'm resting. And when you disturb my beauty sleep, that's not okay. So that's my immunity necklace. Think twice before picking up the phone. I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, you're scary.
Let me piggyback off that and say, if you're friends with me, don't ever call me. If it's 1 p.m., if it's 11 a.m., I am not a phone talker. Text it or just talk to me the next time you see
Honestly,
me in person.
same.
I actually never call you too.
I know.
I wouldn't
Sometimes
answer.
FaceTime you.
I'm just a FaceTimer.
I like FaceTime. 'Cause I know
Yeah.
it's like a
phone calls are for your parents.
Yeah.
Like, do not call me. What do you want?
Yeah.
And it's never anything serious. It's never anything urgent. What you did was urgently take me out of my rest. You urgently took me away from my friends.
Period.
Urgently.
Oh, boy.
That's all I got. Anyone else? I think I was the only person who was supposed to give one.
I'm going to keep it nice today. I'll
Okay.
have something for next week.
Well, unsolicited Rex, girls.
Bria D.
Well, I have one, and Bailey already took it. I was at a bar in New York last week, and very interestingly, they served popcorn with M&Ms, and I was like a little bit off-put by that. And I started eating them, and I was like, oh my God, this is delicious. And I saw last night that Bailey posted a little picture of her coffee table, and she was eating popcorn with M&Ms.
I was.
What was your review?
It was great. So I love a good salty sweet snack, and the House of the Dragons premiered last night. So I was like, I need a good this is my show. Like I need a good snack. When Brandon said that recommendation, I kept thinking about it. So I was like, let me just go get popcorn. I did peanut M&Ms.
I knew it.
Yes,
Yum.
I love a good peanut M&M, and it was so delicious. I ate
really
the whole
good.
thing up too. Because I have these cute like popcorn bowls, and I was like, all right, let me get the big one, so I won't eat it all. Gone.
You know how they make
2
like
minutes.
mini M&Ms and they're low-key like better than the regular M&Ms?
Yeah.
Now they make peanut minis and they're so good. Me and Jake got them and they're literally delicious.
Wow.
Why are those mini M&Ms better
Like
than
the ones in
regular
like the pop top?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is like
yeah.
a zip bag, like you can zip
Okay.
it or like, squeeze it or whatever from Target, but I've never seen the mini peanut
How
ones.
small are the peanuts?
Really little. Jake last night was like, "What is the science behind this?" Because it tastes just like a peanut M&M, but they're so
Wow.
small.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Anybody?
guys got one?
Yeah, any other ones?
I don't have any for today.
No, I'll come next week prepared.
Yeah.
I might not, so I'm glad you said it.
But other than that, you guys know the rules. Keep everything we said here between us girlies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.